What is the meaning of this?
That's what I was wondering. You wouldn't happen to know who I am?
No idea.
Who you are?
I don't know.
Where we are?
Nowhere.
Why we are?
Who are we? Where are we and why are we here? Is that all you want to know?
Not quite all, no. But let's start at the beginning.
Oh, I wouldn't start from there.
Well, someone must know, surely.
There's nobody else here.
Well, we're here.
Do you know?
No, I haven't been here long enough to know things. You see, I joined the action at one end. Not much time before, but plenty ahead, barring surprises.
Well, it was the same before you got here.
Well, now I'm here. The population has doubled.
The population of the lost.
This one's smiling. The world is 50% happier. The glass is half full.
It's glass. I can see straight through it.
Foot, ground, nose, hand, arm, me, you. Still, bored, miserable, angry, murderous.
Who? Bird.
Big gurra.
I beg your pardon.
Top of the morning to you.
Now look here, my good man.
The rest of the day to me, to be sure, to be sure.
I think you're Irish.
Oh, what's Irish?
Ire.
I like it. Yes, I feel Irish. Grand shamrock.
Yes, some sort of Irish.
There's something missing. I don't feel altogether Irish. I feel Irish-ish. What about yourself? Are you Irish?
Absolutely not, by Jove. At least, I don't think so.
Oh, well, squawk then, and let's see what sort of bird you are.
Now, just you wait a jolly old minute.
You're patronizing.
Shut up.
You're rude.
How dare you?
And you have a loud sense of entitlement. You're English.
Great Scott! Is that bad?
It is if you like winning at football.
Oh, none of this helps. There's nothing here.
Well, this has to be the bus stop. The bus will come.
Who wants to live in a bus stop?
Oh, well, I'd rather have a bus stop because the bus will come. It's a promising premise. Look over there.
Oh, an empty space. Well, I'm so glad I came.
That's not just space. That's something that hasn't happened yet. It's Chekhov's phaser.
There's nothing there.
Yet. You wait. You'll see. Yes, this is just space around the frame. The interval makes the chord.
I'd rather just stick to the facts.
All right. So, what do we know for sure to be sure?
Well, we have an Englishman, a man who's Irish, and that's it.
Is it, though? There's something fishy. I mean, you're too English and I'm too Irish to be sure, to be sure.
Oh, well, stiff upper lip, old boy.
Yes, yes. With every step, there's a new footprint. Of course. We're not just an Englishman and an Irishman. We're stereotypes.
Doom the cruise! This isn't cricket.
And I don't even talk like this.
Me neither. Now you come to mention it, I've never assaulted a crow. And I don't even like cricket, it's just standing around in a field.
An Englishman, an Irishman.
Nothing. There's nobody else here.
Well, we're here. We must have come here by some road. Oh, look. Well. Do you know what that is?
Praise the writer! It's an anticlimax!
That must and promises significance. Yes, let's name it. I feel a word dawning.
I feel the night falling.
It is a Scotsman.
Spoon!
This is a Scotsman. Yes, an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman. We're parts of a joke. That's why we're here.
You're onto something there. It's called the wrong path. That is a spoon. That's a soup distribution vector. That is not a Scotsman.
Lend us a fiver, Jimmy. See, it won't.
This is no joke.
Well, how did it get there? I mean, it wasn't there and then it was there. I mean, who put it there?
Well, nobody put it there. It just appeared.
From where, though?
Nowhere.
What do you mean nowhere? Have you ever been there?
No.
Well, how do you know it exists? It must have come from somewhere.
There isn't anywhere else.
Nowhere we can see.
Your stairs don't reach the landing. Your dog has no smell.
Well, the spoon didn't come from me. It didn't come from you. It must have come from somewhere else.
There isn't anywhere else. And this isn't a joke.
Well, you can't know that. Not yet.
Well, nobody knows where jokes come from anyway.
Well, maybe that's what I mean. The origin. Yes, the place. The other side of sleep. The font of all jokes. Lovely day.
Thank you very much. Nice place you have here.
Is it? There isn't much here.
Well, if you've only got one apple, just make a very small pie.
So, does it compare favorably with where you were before?
I have no idea. Perhaps my memory runs in reverse. I do remember something, though.
Oh, what? Do tell.
I dreamed I saw an exit sign 1,000 miles wide, in vast and shining letters, with an arrow to one side. I met an ant who walked its surface, holding back a tear, saying, "Why won't someone tell me how to exit out of here?"
And there you have it. We're lost ants. So, you don't know why you're here, do you? Well, neither do we. This fellow had the idea that we were the building blocks of a joke.
Cool.
Do you like whiskey with your breakfast?
Sure.
Lend us a fiver.
Sorry.
What does this suggest to you?
Not much. Maybe ice cream?
Deep fried ice cream?
Cool.
This is feeble. He's American. Listen to him. And he's as clueless as the rest of us. So, you don't know where you are or why you're here, do you?
No.
Aren't you curious?
I don't know, am I?
Wouldn't you like to know why you're here?
Sure.
I'm trying to work out what's going on. I mean, who we are and why we are and why we're here. I feel that's important.
Cool.
Yes, I feel there's something afoot.
3 blind mice lost in the void.
Look, every stream has a beginning, an origin. There must be something else out there.
Why?
Why? Otherwise it's all chaos.
Clinging to driftwood in a whirlpool.
I'm Scottish, if that helps.
What?
You're a Scotsman?
You're not Scottish.
Oh, I am by my haggis and nibs.
Why would you say that?
If I just thought it, you wouldn't be able to hear.
You're not Scottish.
Sure I am.
My great-great-grandmother on my father's side, her great-great-grandmother on her father's side, she had a cousin, and it was her great-great-great-grandmother, I think.
Was Scottish.
No, that was her sister Muriel.
Scottish.
No, but her aunt was
Oh?
from Iowa. But she married a Scotsman.
That doesn't count as Scottish.
It does if you're American. I sometimes wear a quilt and everything.
You're kidding.
No, we're joking. You see, we don't have to be real. We could be Polish, Belgian, or Italian police. We're archetypes. The art is in the intention. We're in a joke. An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman. Yes, first you create the premise, then you make it a rule, and then you break it. You see? The symphony begins, the theme expands, and the piece concludes. Where is a theme, there is an intent. And where there is an intent, when three people meet in anyone's name and they are an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman, then that intent has got to be a joke. We're in a joke.
It's a friar's lantern. Walk into the marsh if you want. I'm staying on the bank.
It's called exploring.
Do you want to stagger on in darkness, following a course you can't see? Put your hand on the soft shoulder in front until you realize it's a sheep and it's leading you over a cliff.
Cool.
So, does it matter so much if it is not a joke? We can still have fun, right?
Yes, walk a little with me down the garden path. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Someone. You see, there has to be someone at the door to do the knocking, doesn't there?
You see, there has to be someone at the door to do the knocking.
Doesn't there? Who?
We've reached another turning point. How did you know what to say?
Well, I just kind of know how this sort of thing goes.
You see, that's it, an expectation, and that must have come from somewhere.
I don't get it.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Ooh, let's see. Do you really want me to tell you why a chicken would cross the road?
I do.
It happened to be going in that direction, and it saw a worm, or it was escaping a fox, or it was avoiding a colonel with a desire to quadruple the waistline of a nation. But who can fathom the profundities of the avian psyche? Chickens are just so complex.
No. The chicken crossed the road because there was a road there. You see, before the chicken looked either left or right to avoid the oncoming punk with a stapler, there was something to cross.
It's something to cross. Good one.
Well, fetch me a needle and thread because my sides have split.
Oh, look, let's try this one. Yes. How does a child know grammar?
Because she's his mammy's mammy.
Ha ha! Yes! That's splendid. It has form, and it has pattern, and expectation. And where there's expectation, then something must have come before.
The origin.
Yes! If there's a joke, someone has to crack it.
Oh, I think I get it. Can I try?
Oh, please do, yes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
A chicken.
Chicken who?
A chicken who was there because he wanted to come in. Because he was outside and he wanted to come in.
Good one, huh?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I got another killer for you, okay? Why did the frog cross the road?
I don't know, but far more catastrophically, neither do you.
He wanted to go to the other side because he was going there, and he wasn't a chicken at all. He was a frog.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The interrupting cow.
The interrupting cow? The interrupting cow? The interrupting cow who?
The interrupting cow who was at the door and then he fell down the hill into a ditch of water and he got wet.
Not funny.
Oh, really?
Oh, you don't get it. You create an expectation, and then you confound it. Suddenly, well, they were just statements. A punchline has to punch. It's not a pinch line.
Pinch line, a good one.
Oh, praise indeed.
Yeah, you've got it. You're dead on.
And you just died. There's no surprise here. Therefore, it's not a joke.
The spoon was a surprise.
Oh, that's not a surprise. Finding your husband in bed with a nanny, that's a surprise. Finding out that she's a man is a surprise. Finding out that he's a woman is a surprise. A proper surprise is finding out the nanny's a real goat.
Well, but...
No buts. A joke has to surprise you. That's what makes a joke a joke. That's what makes you laugh. The punchline has to punch.
Oh, not always.
Always. When was the last time someone started telling you a joke and you said, "Oh, I've heard it before, do carry on"? No. No punchline, no joke. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Nobody. There's just a flaming bag of excrement on your doorstep, and you have to deal with it on your own.
Nobody. There's just a flaming bag of excrement on your doorstep, and you have to deal with it on your own.
Look, this flaming bag of excrement had to be put there by someone.
Not a joke. Pas de bouffon, nil jocom.
I have an idea.
You really don't.
What if the punchline hasn't happened yet?
What if it arrives and it's one of yours?
Look, let's do something. Let's all go into a bar and see what happens.
Cool.
Well, here I am in a bar.
Oh, come on, man. Get into it. Give me some energy.
Good evening, my good man. I'd like a pint of ale, please.
Look, now it's your turn. Now, why don't you go in there and give it well?
Hey, man, how you been? Oh, you know, hey, great band. Yeah. Now, them some eggs I can cook. Check it out, baby! I'm a Scotsman. Woodsman! Would you like to see them haggis? Och, I do.
You have to behave normally.
Oh, just using what Mother Nature gave me, brother. Hey, come on now, come on, me Celtic cousin, come and meet my new friends.
All right, I'll have a pint of Guinness, please.
Certainly, sir. But you might have to wait a moment while I mop up the rivers of urine from the floor. Because on account of the extravagant hilarity of the situation, the whole pub's wet its pants.
Well, what do you expect? These things are always written by the likes of you. The Irish are only stupid in English jokes. I mean, how would the English fare in other people's humour, eh? Let's see. A Scotsman, an Irishman, and an Englishman go into the bar. The first two order a pint and have a pleasant conversation. The Englishman takes over the bar and tries to crush everyone's culture. Then he complains that everybody talks funny. And then he opens a chip shop.
I don't get it.
That's because there's no joke.
Come on, this is fun. Hey, let's try another one.
All right. Oh, yes, we all get on an aeroplane.
This is your captain speaking. If you would please take your seats, place your hand down under the seat in front of you in the overhead compartment.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Right, now, we're all on the plane, and the plane is about to crash. What would you do?
Oh, I wouldn't get on that plane.
Yes, but you don't know it's going to crash.
Come on, the pilot would tell us. Or I guess my detective skills would kick in. I would be going down pretty fast. There'd be things flying around, people screaming.
Yes, and then what would you do? Put yourself in the moment.
I told you there was something wrong with this plane. You wouldn't listen.
No, I mean, after that.
I'd be like,
No, before that. No, come on. Let's try some other situation. You choose.
All right. We're marooned on a desert island. No food or water for 3 weeks. What do you do?
I'd look for a passing ship.
I make use of the resources of the island. Goats, fish, and why not work on that tan while we're at it? You live in Krabby Cove on the other side of the island.
Why is it called Krabby Cove?
because you live there.
Suddenly, a beautiful blonde in a wetsuit swims onto the beach and says, "Is there anything I can do for you?"
Isn't that sexist?
And racist. Why does the archetypal beauty have to be blonde? Why can't she be, say, black?
That's racist.
Chinese?
That's racist.
Oh, that actually is!
I'm ashamed! I'm ashamed! I should have said that.
Ignore them, wet fish. Come with me, honey. I got me own island.
All right, let's try this one. We're all walking along the edge of a cliff. Right? We're going along a cliff. Here we are.
The lap of the waves. A suspicion of salt on the breeze. What of you? What of you? Look, a ship.
Hello, seagulls! Stay away from my troops, you Trossek!
All right. Then suddenly we come across a magic lamp.
Ooh, look! A lamp.
This? A lamp? Oh, my poor Philistinic friends. No, no, no.
The first thing to check is the old derriere. No signature. All right, let's take a look at you. I see you're wearing a cheeky, iridescent bronze.
Turtleback tile on patinated bronze. Bold, madam. And hella is closeted enamel. Where'd you get them now? Now, this is gilt overlay, so I'm afraid it is
Not dual metal. Now, what do we think of Mr. Handel, everyone?
Is he original to this piece? We think not. He's a later edition, and that's going to coax the value ever so gently southwards. Quel dommage. So, very much a product of its time, a libation cup in the form of a magnolia blossom, and what's really great about this piece is this wonderful fluting on the stem.
It's dirty. Let's polish it.
Yes, and then suddenly a genie appears from the magic lamp. Fee, fi, fo, fum, says the genie. Whoever jumps off this cliff and cries out their heart's desire shall land in a sea of it before they get to the bottom. Right, you go first.
Why would I jump off it? Oh! Gold!
And he lands in a...
Murderer! He was so young, so beautiful. But let us remember the laughs. Why?
We need you!
Joke's over when you're dead.
Don't worry, I got you. The way I see it, there's a big slice of humor that comes from common experience, right? Get this. Hey, what's up?
Oh, you know, how are you?
Oh, you know how it is, man. Up and down, kids driving me mad.
Okay,
Say, how about that plane crash we were in the other day, huh?
indeed.
I mean, what about that luggage? It was like in the overhead compartments, and then it was like flying past. I mean, what's that about? Huh?
All right, yes, I see. And then we went into a bar.
Yeah. Oh, and that desert island, that blonde, I was like, ding dong, vowie wowie, and she was like, hula, hula, hula. Why the long face?
We haven't got a horse. Oh, look, I can't think of anything more to say.
There's nothing more to say. And when there's nothing more to say...
Alone and afraid, the world is unmade. I'll give you a rule of thumb.
What the hell are you doing?
What are you doing?
Pluck a note from the void, make like a boy, sing, and the music will come.
Where did that come from?
Every story has a premise, and the joy of one of them is it's an island that you can swim from. Your theme needs variating, and your statement needs restating. Sing, and the music will come.
My only counter to this is from thesis to antithesis requires an opposing force. I don't mean to disgruntle, I'm just being contrapuntal, and harmony comes in due course. Don't wait for a tour guide through these woods. Trust that you'll meet one in time. If you don't find one, look behind. They're following you in a line.
Now it's time to go home, unafraid and unalone. Obstacles overcome. Do a Julie Andrews spin.
And the crowd all joins in, yeah! Of course they do, right? Because that's what a bunch of strangers always do when confronted by a lunatic crooning at nothing.
Do you always have to be so negative and sarcastic?
I don't.
Well, you heard the music. It must have come from somewhere.
It's just music. I thought this was supposed to be a joke.
It's floating.
Cool, a floating spoon.
Oh, hello, hello, hello,
Oh, hail
hello.
to the bringer of spoons. Thank you. Thank you for all the cutlery.
You saw that, didn't you? You saw it, you saw it. you saw
No,
it.
amazing.
Oh, this is the answer to our prayers.
Yes, now we have a spoon each.
No, don't you see what this means?
I want to say yes, but based on past experience, I'm going to say no.
There's something there. Someone put it there. So we're not alone.
Now you're overreaching.
Well, you saw it.
I saw the spoon move.
Well, something moved it, unless it's a sentient spoon.
Hello.
How do you get from a spoon to a joke?
Well, an Irishman, an Englishman, and a Scotsman together. Well, it has to be part of a joke, doesn't it?
You know, now I'm not so sure. Why don't we just ask?
Oh, writer. Oh, writer. What is your purpose for us?
Try making it more jokey.
All right, what is your purpose with it?
I mean, try using the language of a joke.
I say. An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman find themselves possibly, in a joke. The Englishman, well, he's sort of given up, and the Scotsman, well, he's happy with his lot. But the Irishman, he doesn't know what to do. Hello, please, he desperately wants to know what to do.
Maybe it can't hear us. Maybe it only happens under special circumstances.
Oh. So, what happened before the spoon arrived?
I was being hilarious.
Yes. No, maybe we weren't being funny enough.
Where did that one come from?
Maybe we're being punished because we're not funny enough.
No, if that were true, he'd be dead.
But why spoons and why two?
Because it's random.
Maybe there's another one coming.
Nah, it doesn't feel like it somehow.
Maybe that is the natural resting state of the spoon. A brace. Maybe they go around in twos.
How can we know? We've no precedent to go by. I mean, how can we know without help?
Let's see what we can do with these.
No, I don't think that's what we use.
It is now.
Maybe the joke is not about all three of us, but one at a time. An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman. Do me.
Why did the Irishman behave like a coastline?
I don't know. Why did the Irishman behave like a coastline?
To be sure!
Hey, yes, you're improving.
Hilarious, right?
Do me.
All right, let me think. Oh, yes. A Scotsman gets onto a bus carrying a huge, heavy suitcase. The driver says, "Hey, you'll have to pay full fare for that." The Scotsman says, "I'll no pay for 2 tickets." The driver insists, "You must." Meanwhile, the passengers, well, they are getting impatient. So, the driver leaves with the Scotsman on board. "Pay up," he says, and the Scotsman tells him where to go. The driver is furious, and he drives over a bridge, over a river, and he stops the bus, and he gets the huge heavy suitcase, and he pushes it out and into the river. "You swine," said the Scotsman. "First you tried to rob me, then you drowned my wife." Do you get it? His wife, you see, she was in the suitcase. He was trying to dodge the
I
thing.
get it. I get it. I had a wife. She died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
I wish I had a wife.
No, then you'd miss her. You're better off alone.
Yeah, but if you don't have it, then you never miss it.
Well, you have it, then you miss it. Then you spend your days trying to get it again.
Oh, yes. Yes, I suppose you're right, yes.
Exactly.
Best not to have it.
Why create a tension only to strive to resolve it? Things were better before you started on this wild goose chase.
An unexamined life is not worth living.
That's very good.
I didn't write that. I stole it. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
That's very good, too.
I stole that one as well. From someone I'm sucking up to.
I think it's time to put this shaggy dog down.
Just because we're an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman, and it doesn't mean it has to be that sort of a joke. We don't have to be the joke. Maybe we tell the joke.
That makes no sense.
Yes, do try.
Waiter, there's a catalyst in my soup.
There's no catalyst in your soup.
Well, then how do you expect me to react?
Here's one for you. Doctor.
Yes.
I think I may be desperately seeking meaning where there is none.
I would like a second opinion.
All right. I think you are desperately seeking meaning where there is none.
You think that's bad? I've got aphasia.
What's aphasia?
It's using the wrong word.
So what have you actually got?
Two people grasping at straws.
Well, there must be another form. It could be another
wish it
form.
was.
Yes, it could be a story. Wouldn't that be wonderful? To be in the story?
Yes, what a thing to be in a part, a trolley, a delivery system, a pipe, a vessel for whatever garbulage someone else wants to shove through.
Why does it have to be garbage? We could clean the pipe.
Hey, there are still 3 of us. That's something, right? Lots of stories have 3 characters. What about the story of the 3 kings?
You know what I like about that story? One character brings the most precious metal possible, and the other 2 bring substances so useless that no matter how many times you look them up, you still can't remember what they are.
3 little pigs.
Clutching at straws.
The 3 bears.
Ah, yes. Who doesn't glory in a drama based on the temperature of porridge?
I like porridge.
You're right, though. Now you come to mention it. This could be a story.
Yes, well, there are always 3 characters in a story. A quest.
A quest for what?
A princess. Hula, hula, hula.
I see no princess.
Yes, the princess is the answer. Hula, hula, hula.
Once upon a time, there were 3 protagonists representing the extremes of character, and they all lived in a very old setup. They were troubled, for a tension had arisen, so they decided on a course of action. One character tried one extreme, and that established the premise. The other character tried the other extreme, and that established the premise was a rule. And the third character tried a clever option that broke the rule.
3 parts, just like a joke.
Wait, I haven't finished yet. And they all lived happily ever after in a story, not in a joke. No one cares if the characters in a joke go home. There's no gentle end, punchline and boom. So you choose, a joke or happily ever after. You can't have both. Or you can just admit that there is nothing here. No joke, no story, just a crude solipsism.
What's a crude solipsism?
A Freudian slip.
And here's another thing. If it's a story, then who's the hero? I mean, everyone assumes that they're the one the story happens to. I mean, I'm the bad guy. But who's the goody? Who's the one that's changed here? Who's the one that started out on a journey to learn something? Yes, a story is about transformation. The caterpillar crawls into the chrysalis and emerges a beautiful butterfly. It's about the birth of the new and the death of the old.
Let's try some other types of jokes.
Okay.
What about
A double entendre.
I'll give you one.
A non sequitur.
I don't follow.
Could you call me a taxi?
Certainly, Mr. A-Taxi. How many persons will be traveling?
Two, including the driver.
No, how many persons will be traveling without the driver?
None without the driver. We'll never get anywhere.
What about a sexual innuendo? What about a sick joke?
two pools of vomit walk into a neighborhood, and one says, "Hey, this is where I was brought up." Oh, what about a Jewish joke?
Oh, I like Jewish jokes best.
You know, I think you could be finally onto something.
Really?
I went to the origin.
What?
Yes.
Oh, don't joke. Where?
On the other side of sleep.
Do tell.
I had a dream. I made a quest. To find a joke to beat them all, to know the most immortal jest, to make the tears of laughter fall, to wet the pants, to split the sides, to walk you back from suicide. I searched all over clubs and shows and asked of many an old act, but none could tell me who would know if it was fiction or was fact. And then one night, when hope had died, a car pulled up. The door swung wide. I was bundled in and hooded. We drove for days, and then we flew until we reached a wild and wooded peak. A distant cheer, a boo. The hood removed, all veiled in fog. I saw the mighty synagogue. "Behold," they sang, "the hidden city, the place where all the jokes are formed. The Jewish jokes, so sad, so witty, are forged within and then performed. The jokes that make the people laugh, and of which all dads remember half. For months within, they made me toil at washing dishes for the diners. Sage rabbis burning midnight oil, creating zingers and one-liners, each in itself a clever story, as I washed and washed at the sink of glory. I begged and asked and oft complained as I scrubbed below the holy pinnacle. I asked them, why is it so named? And they said, in that great shrine rabbinical, if we believe the ancient rumor, lies the very essence of Jewish humor. Wash, they said, and in due course you will attain the knowledge needed. I begged. My cries grew ever worse. Still, my complaints remained unheeded. Be still, my rabid curiosity, for the source of Jewish hilariosity. At last, when I could stand no more, I climbed that pinnacle at night. And at the top, a golden door. Someone was coming. I took fright. An ancient rabbi, thrice bowed low and passed within. I waited there for him to go, and then I was in. The fateful shrine. On it a box, in it a scroll. The font of Jewish wit was mine. My trembling hands sped to unroll. And there, in script ornate and shining, note to self, kidnap new dishwasher, this one keeps whining.
So, we're in a Jewish joke. That's a good thing, right?
Is it? What's the essence of a Jewish joke? What's the meaning?
What are you going to do?
Exactly.
We can't win. You saw it, didn't you? You saw something there. You saw something. You did.
I didn't exactly see it, but I...
You saw the spoon come.
I saw the spoon come.
They're too Scotty.
The spoons came and something must have brought them.
So you finally admit there's something else out there.
Seems that way.
You agree that there's a purpose, a running order?
Here's the gag. It didn't see you. Oh, you begged and you pleaded, but it didn't hear you or it didn't care. Now, we could be in a story or a joke or whatever you please. But this is what we know to be sure, to be sure. Whoever told it doesn't know or doesn't care. This isn't even a metaphor. This is life. Attention was established. We explored it. And now it's over. And you know what the punchline is to life?
there doesn't have to be a punchline if it's not a joke.
You're born, you grow, you explore the premise, then the dance is done and down you lie. It's death.
You could be wrong. It could still be a joke. The punchline hasn't happened yet.
Doesn't look as if anyone's laughing.
Oh, we can stop it. We can make it funny. It doesn't have to be life. We could be in a story.
You're the Irishman. And you're the one that's not funny. Well, we're the only ones who saw the origin. You're the caterpillar in the chrysalis. Even he can tell jokes now.
He's right. It's death. It's me.
Why does it have to be anything? Let's just be.
Oh, I don't want to die. I want to see what happens.
You're what happens. You're the last. You're the Irishman.
Thank you. And good night.
Now what? Now that hope is gone, what could any of it mean? I wish I'd never happened. I wish I'd never met him. It hurts.
I tried to warn you.
I didn't want to listen. I listened to him because he was funny.
It's better to face up to what's real.
Why is it better? What about this is better?
I think you should just know it's a bleak old world.
It wasn't when he was in it. I mean, when you're on a sinking ship, what's the point of shouting, "We're all gonna die"?
You really are a comedian. You make yourself feel better at everyone else's expense.
Well, what sort of comedian would tell a joke like this? Who'd leave us alone in the dark?
We might not be alone.
Then why doesn't it give us a sign?
There was a sign. The ant is crawling on a giant sign.
What's the point of a sign if we can't see it?
The point is we know it's there.
I'm sorry, my friend. The joke is on us.
Look over there.
What?
There.
What?
A promising premise.
Nothing's there.
Yet. There's hope.
Oh, pathetic.
It could still be a joke. No punchline yet.
That's a fact, but what is the harm in hoping?
Because you'll get hurt again.
Coward.
I choose to believe. In fact, I insist. I shout at the dark. If there's no joke, I'll make one.
I'll make you laugh before we're through.
Really?
Yes.
You want to be part of a joke?
Yes, yes, yes.
An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman. Is that what you want to be? Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? We're all parts of a joker, a Scotsman. A mean, stingy Scotsman who puts iron brew on his cornflakes. An outdated, one-dimensional figment of prejudice. The emanation of a racist god. Do you really want to be a homunculus in the mind of Benny Hill?
Yes! Yes! I mean, no. I don't care what it is. It'll be funny. It'll be fun, and if it's not, I'll make it funny.
For whom? If a tree falls in the woods and nobody's there to get squashed.
I'll make it funny. I'll laugh loud enough for everyone.
Well, you've forgotten the one thing you need to make this a joke. The only thing that makes it a joke. Not life, not a story, a joke.
What?
Oh, is that it coming over the hill? No, it isn't.
What?
You haven't got a clue. You can't make a joke. You know it in your bones. What possible aspect of this is funny?
It could be. It will be.
It hasn't got the minerals and neither have
It
you.
has. It will have.
Don't you want to know?
Now!
Come on. You wanted to know what's the only thing we haven't got to make this a joke. What's the one thing we haven't got to make this a joke? What's the only thing that will make this whole thing not just a tedious exercise? What is that vital spark you lack? You lack what's
A joke?
A joke.
So, who told it?
We did.
I feel bad about him.
Well, you know what they say. If you love someone, let them go.
I tried that. Now I'm banned from mountaineering and I have to find a new wife.
A joke?
A joke!
Is that actually how your wife did die?
Oh, no, she drowned. In a huge, heavy suitcase.
A joke.
Joke.
I said. And we all said.
There's nothing more to say.
And when there's nothing more to say.
Alone and afraid, the world is unmade. I'll give you a rule of thumb. Pluck a note from the void, make like a void. Sing, and the music will come. Every story has a premise, and the joy of one of them is it's an island that you can swim from. Your theme needs variating, and your statement needs restating. Sing, and the music will come.
My only counter to this is from thesis to antithesis requires an opposing force. I don't mean to counter, I'm just being contrapuntal, and harmony comes in due course.
Don't wait for a tour guide through these woods. Trust that you'll meet one in time. If you don't find one, look behind. They're following you in a line. Now it's time to go home, unafraid and unalone. Obstacles overcome. Do a Julie Andrews spin, and the crowd all joins in. Sing and the music will come. So, what's better than creation?
Creating inspiration.
Make an artist of your chum. So go forth and try.
And I'm still alive!
Sing and the music will come.